So the rule in hacking is the further away you are, the harder it is to access something.
Conversation with a hacker, an interview between Greg and Lewis about privacy, security, and other mysteries. No bullshit.
Is it safe to connect to an airport Wi-Fi or any public Wi-Fi?
The short answer to that is no. It's really not safe. Why? Because you connect to a free thing, so there is no security around this thing. What it means is everybody can access the data on the network in the free Wi-Fi. We have like special tools for that. We have special hardware tool. For example, there is an antenna that this size. It's like maybe 10, 20 centimeters, and you can access Wi-Fi 3 kilometers around where you are. So you can go far away from your hotspot and you can connect to it. And once you're connected to the network, you're very close to your targets, and it's really easy to hack them, to intercept the connection and everything. So the rule in hacking is the further away you are, the harder it is to access something. And the closest you are, the easier it's to hack it. If I can touch it, it's mine, even if you have security and everything. So because it is the closest I can get to it, physically touching it, and it's really easy to access. The further away you are, the harder. So when you connected to a Wi-Fi, and I can connect to it without breaking anything, any kind of encryption, because the free Wi-Fi doesn't have any security, it makes me next to you. I cannot touch your device, but it's like being around you. And since Wi-Fi is really not safe, for example, everything that is a secure environment, classified environment, Wi-Fi is prohibited because it's not safe. Even if in your house with your password, Wi-Fi is not that safe. It's a little better than a free Wi-Fi, but still, the security can be broken quite easy. So I can pull in front of your house with a special hardware, and I can access your Wi-Fi, hack it, or I can disconnect you from your Wi-Fi and then intercept your connection. But that's another subject. So to go back to free Wi-Fi on the airport, in the hotel, or anything, now it's not safe, because once I'm connected to it, from the short distance, so I can be, for example, in the airport, I can be like next to you in the next coffee, or in the hotel room, I can be 2 flights of stairs up or down, and we are on the same Wi-Fi. So once I'm there, I can do a lot of kind of attacks. I can intercept the connection, I can drop the security of your connection, I can inject stuff in your computer while you're navigating, and there is a lot of range of attacks, and the main goal is to gain access to your computer. And this is quite easy. It's harder when I'm far away. If I'm on the same network, it's like 10 times easier for me. This is stuff that has happened, and I've seen people who actually go into this Wi-Fi network and they don't know anything about security. So when you just scan the network, you can see that people are sharing their files because they were in their home and they said, okay, so I want to transfer a file to the next computer or something. So I click on share this file on the network, and the folder stayed shared on the network. So when you get to the free Wi-Fi of the hotel, what people did is they have the entire hard drive shared, the part of their file shared, and everybody can access it. That's misused. That's because they actually didn't know what they were doing or anything. It's your computer is badly configured, and just with that, you don't even have to put an attack. A lot of people are in this kind of situation. So when you go in this environment and you just do a scan around you, so what people are sharing on the network, and you will see you can access a lot of files from everybody because they didn't stop the sharing when they left their home.
I'm not sure I understand that last point about the sharing.
Okay, so you're in your home, you share a file with someone of your family or something, and you don't have a USB key, so you just click on the folder in your computer and do share over the network. So what the computer is going to do is going to let other people access your files over the network. And a lot of people actually, they forget about it afterwards. And when they go to this kind of Wi-Fi, it's still shared on the network. But since it's a free Wi-Fi or the airport, you have like 100% you don't know. This person can access these kind of things. So I've seen this personally happen a lot of time. So you just go to the Wi-Fi airport or something, you click look around on your computer, and you can access actually other people's files because they're sharing them and they forgot about it. But that's not really an attack. It's people they misconfigure their computer in a bad way, but people can attack airport networks, free Wi-Fi, this kind of thing, and in general, when you're a hacker and you're bored, is what you do.
Yeah. Okay. What about if I go into a Starbucks with a Wi-Fi with a code, for example? Is that better?
No, it's the
Free Wi-Fi?
same. It's the same because if you go, it's a free Wi-Fi. So if you go to a Starbucks, everybody has a code. So it's like it's a free Wi-Fi. So on these networks, you're gonna have basically three problems. The first one is you did something wrong with your computer, and everybody can access your information because you didn't configure it correctly. So that's the first thing. That's a mistake from your part. The second one is you're gonna have hackers around who's going to attack you. This happens because it's a nice target to have when you're at airport or something and you're waiting. You can see a lot of people around you. It's really hard to trace these kind of attacks. So yeah, and the techniques employed in these kind of things are very easy to pull because you're very close to your targets. So it's really easy. And the third problem in this kind of environment is the guy who gives you free Wi-Fi is spying on you because nobody gives you things for free. So if you don't pay for it, in general, it's because you're the product. So what they do is they spy on all your connection and everything. If you read correctly the term and news, nowadays when you connect to a free Wi-Fi, before accessing the internet, you have to agree to terms and services. And if you read them correctly, somewhere around they say that they're monitoring what you do, because data is very valuable and they give you something for free, but it's not free. I mean, you're paying with your data. So the first thing is if you're going to connect to a free Wi-Fi, use a VPN. So these people who give you the free Wi-Fi can spy on you. Secondly, the VPN will also prevent a lot of attacks from hackers around you. So that's quite good. And the main thing I would recommend you is to not connect to free Wi-Fi. Use your phone, use your data, nowadays all the smartphones have a share connection, so you can connect your computer to your smartphone and use the 4G. It's better. You got two profiles. You got the high risk profiles, so people who get hacked a lot because they're famous, they're CEOs of big company, or they have very confidential information. And you have the low risk profile that is the average person. If you are not a high risk profile, connecting to a free Wi-Fi is going to be more okay. For the low risk profile, being connected to a free Wi-Fi, basically what it means is if you have somebody with bored, a hacker with bored and it's around you is going to attack you, but that's not that much. The main problem on the free Wi-Fi will be that people collecting data on you because they give you free services, which this is not free at all. You're paying with your privacy, so they will be collecting data on you. So that's why if you're going to do that, connect to use a VPN. That's a lot better.
Okay. Just before using the VPN, if I don't have a VPN and I connect to Starbucks Wi-Fi in the airport, I log into my Facebook account, I check my email. What kind of data do they collect?
They will. That depends on who's collecting. So they will not be telling you that. You will never be able to know what they're collecting, but they probably be collecting anything they can. So when you're going to connect to Facebook, for example, the Facebook connection is going to be encrypted. They will not be able to access what you do on Facebook. However, they will be able to access your information from your computer, meaning this computer has what is called a MAC. So he has an ID that's specific to your computer. It will collect the time you connected to Facebook, and it will collect that you connected to Facebook. And if the connection is not encrypted, it means the little padlock next to the address on your navigator. it means they will be collecting a lot more information. That's what you're doing and everything.
Okay, so basically, to make it simple, always be on your phone data. If you're around, never connect to someone else's Wi-Fi, especially when it's a free Wi-Fi. And if you do, you use a VPN, right?
Yeah. So two main advice I can give you on free Wi-Fi is, first one, don't use them. Use your 4G from your phone. If you cannot do that, when you're on the free Wi-Fi, use a VPN. It will actually protect you a lot more. And also, we'll do an episode on VPN, but not all VPNs are equal. So what I advise you to use is Proton VPN, which is actually quite good. But we will talk about VPNs and what they do, how they work in a special episode about that.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to subscribe and like our videos. And if you have any questions, comment below. Thank you.
Subscribe to the podcast and stay tuned for next week's episode on Conversation with a Hacker.